think Patrick Mahomes took that?
Oh, he took that personally, and he welcomes it. They've been very adamant on we are the villains, and like Mahomes said, if the NFL needs a villain, he's more than happy to be one. I mean, when they got introduced, you can hear the boos, and they're just going like this, like bring it on, like let's go, and that's awesome to see. Like they're not intimidated by hostile crowds. They're not intimidated by the media or anybody that's they welcome it, they embrace it, and they're gonna go out there and they're gonna shut everybody up with their play.
Yes, they did.
And it was just amazing to win this in Las Vegas, our arch rival stadium. We
Right.
came in there, we used their facilities, we ate their food, we used their equipment, we stomped on their field.
And then
They
and then
they got
also
our confetti on their field. Our champagne is just staining their locker. They need to change their whole locker room. It's just cigar smoke and just champagne everywhere. I love it. I absolutely love it.
And did you know the 49ers, every single game this season, they've been favorites. Every single game this season.
Yeah,
But
how
also,
how
but how? Because of the talent.
they're very
Yeah,
good.
exactly. That's what we're gonna get to the next with Brock Purdy having all these sources, bro. You have the top Pro Bowlers as offense and defense in your team, and then everybody want to talk about like, oh, the better team win. Yes, individually, but collectively, like I think 49ers have more Pro Bowlers in their squad
They
than
have more weapons, you're right.
weapons. Yes. So how does this even happen? Patrick Mahomes, bro. Talk to me about Patrick Mahomes' masterclass in the second half. How do you just flip the script from understanding? Like it seemed like in the first half he was running for his life. Like this is the first Super Bowl again against Tom Brady when the
Yeah.
defense was after his ass. And the second half, put the ball in my hand. Let me make these decisions. Put the ball in my hand. Let me win you guys this game. He didn't rush. He was still calm. He would, dude. Like I can't even describe this kid, bro. Like
Yeah.
4 years ago, was 4 or 5 years ago when I told you about it. I'm like, bro, he's already all of fame. That you told me not yet, and I said, nah, he's gonna be the
he,
goal. You told me not
hey,
yet.
he is right now.
Talk to me about Patrick Mahomes' mindset. If there's anything that I know you don't know exactly his mind, but like, give me some detail, bro. How was he able to keep his calm and just do what he does, bro?
I mean, he's been saying it all year. He's not just going up to the podium and saying these things and then going behind closed doors and yelling at his teammates. He truly trusts his teammates, and that's ultimately what he did. He's out there. He's throwing to a Justin Watson. He's throwing to MVS. It helps when he doesn't have to throw to a Sky Moore because he was activated but played zero snaps. It helps when Kadarius Toney is inactive. You don't have to throw to these players that cost you games throughout the year. So you have the players that you trust on the field. It helps when Travis Kelsey turns back the clock and he has 8 catches for 92 yards in the second half. I mean, he had one catch, 1 yard in the
Funny.
first half, but I
Right.
mean, he was unguardable in the second half and he came up in clutch times. Watching Mahomes just take it, you just see him. You look at him on the field, and he's just like, "This is my time. This is my city. This is my Super Bowl. I'm taking this shit over." And that's exactly what he did. Coach, you want me to throw it to Kelsey? All right, call a play for Kelsey. Coach, you want me to look like Lamar Jackson? I'll look like Lamar Jackson. And that's exactly what he did. He just took the game in his hands, and it's a blessing to watch this man play and just know that if we're down by 6 with a minute to go with two timeouts and we're down at our own 10-yard line,
That's too much
I'm
time.
I'm not worried. I mean, he's not gonna make a game winning drive every single time, but when it matters most and the game's on the line, he is that I believe it was a 3rd and 4. He was trying to throw it to Kelsey. He couldn't. He had to break out the pocket, and
Yeah.
he put his head down and
Right.
he ran to the defender's chest to fall forward for a
Yep.
5-yard gain. It's the little things that That's the little things that that is not going to show up. Nobody's really going to remember that play. They're like, oh, it's just a 5 yard game. That was on a 3rd and 4. That's a first down. We're moving the chains, and we score in that possession.
Right. And you know what I loved in the second half? It started running the ball. I'm like, why didn't you do that in the first half? He started running the ball more. And once that, see, one thing about Patrick Mahomes, when he's running, he's not a Michael Vick or Patrick or Lamar. He doesn't even look that impressive.
No, he doesn't.
He gets away from the defenders. He
And then he
almost
gets
runs
a lot of
like
yards when he runs. He doesn't just get 1 or 2 yards. He getting yards. He
right.
done
He
the
doesn't
same
even
thing against the Eagles last year in the Super Bowl.
he doesn't even look fast though. He's not even looking fast when he's running. You know what I mean? He finds the lanes, opening lanes, and it just takes off.
And another thing that, like I said earlier, that I was very impressed of how patient he is. He's not gonna try to force the ball in there. He's because he feel like that I still got this. I still got time, and I'm gonna go down. And I heard him say in the post game that after they stopped it, now let's go to overtime. This is funny for me.
It was
The
the
reason why
first.
it's funny because the 49ers always got excuses of something's going on, bro. So we go to overtime.
Somebody didn't know the rules.
So we go to overtime. Players in the 49ers side admitted after the game that they didn't know the Super Bowl overtime rules. What in the bullshit is that, bro? Like how you a pro, right? Your coach is one of the elite coaches in the league. Like I remember at post game, 17 Patrick Mahomes was saying that he at some point he got tired, you know, he basically got tired of the Chiefs and the Rio, the coaching staff keeps talking about the overtime rules and all these different rules that change. He just want to play football, right? So you go to overtime, you see players admitting the fact that they didn't know the overtime rules after losing a game. Please, Solomon, tell me
No, man. I
what
think
the
they
hell is
knew,
that?
they just forgot. See, we call that rule the Josh Allen rule. It's not an excuse also, but it's the first time. It's the first
Pause,
time this rule
pause. So you telling me the Bills actually beg for this rule?
why they made the NFL because they complained too much.
I
So the
guess
NFL had to change the rule.
because of the Kansas City Chiefs,
Yeah,
and then the rules end up working for the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
exactly. So
Full
any
circle, man.
right. So this
That's
rule
what I'm
came up.
like.
Yeah, this rule came about because the Bills complained too much that Josh Allen didn't get a chance to have the ball. But then the NFL said this rule only applies in the playoffs. So all these players, they've never experienced it until yesterday. But also, like to your point, listen, if a new rule is coming into a new game, it is up to the coaches to remind the players again and say, listen, this is the first time, and this rule here, a field goal is not enough. Listen, both teams get possession. Whoever said they didn't know the rule, I think they just forgot. I don't believe that the coaches never reminded the players. I just can't believe that. I think they got reminded. They just forgot the rule. So now they just say, "Oh, why didn't the rule change?" Everybody knew the rule changed. Like leading up to the Super Bowl, everybody was discussing about that. That's a new rule change. Everybody gets the ball. Even if it's a touchdown, the game is not over.
Angie, talk to me, man. Do you think this guy, like, go ahead, give me the adjustment about the 49ers forgetting the rules? Because I got something to say about the 49ers. I'm going to let you go.
I mean, there was even some of the announcers and like some people like analysts, they weren't really clear on the rules. I guess
Really?
for like some people were wondering like when the Chiefs scored and they were just letting the time go down.
Yeah.
People forget that they thought that the game was going to end. No,
Right.
it goes until their possession ends.
Right.
And they're like, Andy Reid is having terrible time management. Like, no, that's not what happened. The ref explained the rules even before the coin toss.
Exactly.
And it
So how
Thank you.
very clearly.
how
And
can you know you didn't know?
and Drew Tranquil, our backup linebacker, he came out because I think he got wind of what the Niners were saying, and he was like, I don't know what they're talking about. He was like, Andy Reid, he works in certain things every day. He was like, we went over, okay, if we go to overtime, here are the rules. And they
Right.
did that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if you don't know the rules, one, if that's the case, then Shanahan
No,
should be fired.
I don't believe that.
If that's the
Listen,
case,
no,
I
wait.
I I just truly feel like that's one big ass excuse.
Thank
Right.
you,
There is
bro.
no way. There is no way an NFL player does not, because huge that was a huge rule change.
Right.
It wasn't just like one of those rules where like, hey, we're not gonna review pass interferences, stuff like that no more. Okay, cool. No. This has impact of a game. You should know this. I'm sure each team gets a memo in August when they start training camp. Hey,
Right.
here are the new rule changes. Maybe that's the last time they look at the book and they just forgot it.
But
I don't know.
you know what I
I,
Yeah.
think? You know what I think? It's the players that never make the playoffs. So they're like, this rule doesn't affect me because I won't be there anyways. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't apply in the regular season. It only starts
Right.
in the playoffs.
Now, just like you were saying, Angie, let me piggyback on that. This is the biggest excuse I ever heard because even the coach said it. When we give them the ball, we went for field goal because we expect to stop them at the field goal, and their third chance will be in their hand to go win the game. So, how in the world, after the game, the players are talking about we didn't know the overtime rules? You spent 5 minutes before the coin toss. The referees explaining it. Even us as the audience watching from home, who could heard what some of them were saying. But as a professional athlete, you know you already went to this rule. You guys just made the wrong mistake by going for the field goal and give fucking Patrick Mahomes the ball. That was the mistake they made. They should just admit to say that now we just give the goat the ball when we shouldn't give him the ball. We could at least went for it, trying to make a touchdown or anything. Because bro, that's the same thing I said in the Buffalo Bills game, even the Eagles game last year in the Super Bowl. You guys let Patrick Mahomes be around, you let them hang around, doing all the little mistakes, and by the time you know it, he separated himself for the rest, just like every other great athlete would do. Messi, Ronaldo, LeBron James, all that. You don't keep these guys around for too long. If you get a chance to close them out, close them
Right.
out. To make this excuse, that's why I'm not a huge 49er. Last year, all I heard is a bullshit ass excuse about we didn't get a quarterback. If we would have made it to the Super Bowl, this would have happened. This would have happened. Now y'all showed up, y'all choked. Three Super Bowl appearances, y'all lost them all. You
Yo,
haven't won a Super Bowl in 29 going to 30 years. Modern day Buffalo Bills. Let's just call them that.
hey, also, if they're saying they forgot about the rule, so
but some,
do you guys think if they scored a touchdown on their first position overtime, do you think they would just run off the field, say they win the Super Bowl?
that would be hilarious. I that would
good point. Good
not
point.
only would
Good
that be
point. Good
absolutely
point.
embarrassing, but that would also be a 15-yard penalty.
You know what? That's why I know they're lying because if they scored a touchdown, I don't think any of the players would have run out to celebrate. They knew that the Chiefs would get the ball. So they
All right.
knew that. That's just an excuse. They knew
So,
that that's the new rule.
Salomon, take me to like talk to me about Brock Purdy's performance overall. Did he looks like Cal Shanahan was a little bit of trying to keep him as the game manager mode so he won't make a lot of mistakes? Or like, give me your take on Brock Purdy's performance.
Exactly. When I was watching that game, I was like, he's a game manager, really. Yesterday's game really made me believe he is a game manager. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but he's not a Patrick Mahomes where he can say, go win us a game. He cannot win you a game. He can manage the game. And his head coach knows that. That's why like they don't take a lot of chances with him. They would rather he hand off the ball to these playmakers and let them make their play, make them let them make the plays. He's definitely a game manager because when he had to make a big throw, I mean sometimes he does make them, but like yesterday, he wasn't making the big throws when he had to. He was a game manager, man. If you put him on the Jets, he will look terrible.
Hmm.
He's a system quarterback on a good team with so many talented players around him. You can't win a championship with him unless you get lucky. But like you said earlier, who was a better team? 49ers have a better team. But who was the better quarterback? Kansas City got a quarterback. Quarterback position is the most important position in all of sports. I don't care what sport. That's the most important position. And then you have a better coach. I don't care what you have on the other side, man. You can have the whole better team, but if the two people making the most important decisions is on the other side and it's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, man, he have no chance, man. But you know what? The other question though, do you guys think they can three-peat? It's never
So
been
I
done.
was gonna, that's exactly I was gonna get to that question.
Never been done.
Yes. So talk to me, Angie, man. Do you think, like you said, can you guys repeat? Never been done since what, 1966, I believe?
I don't think it's ever been done.
Never been done.
Never.
Wow. Oh,
There's a repeat, but not three-peat. New England did a repeat, but it is especially in this era with the way the cap space and free agency and everything, it's even harder. That's why it would be so impressive if they could do it again.
So what chance? So I'm already asked a question, but let me just phrase it this way: what chance did you guys have to three-peat?
It's hard.
That's hard, man. I
They got
mean,
the best quarterback, the best coach.
Right.
Kelsey still maybe get healthy before the season start, and maybe you guys do more improvement. Dude, you guys did have number one wide receiver in 2 Super Bowls, basically, because Tyreek left. Now I didn't want to call his name the Tony guy. I should call him Twitter. He can't stop talking. Now he didn't play. So let's say if you guys screw a little bit things in the offensive side, because the defense still late, Chris Jones, everything else come back healthy.
I think the reason why is he doesn't think they can repeat, at least from his face. This is what I think. It's because the Chiefs this season, like the whole dynasty, this championship they've won, they don't blow off teams. Remember, like New England, when they won championships with Randy Moss, remember? Yeah, they didn't win that one. But look how they're beating up everybody. But especially this year, they can see have been just barely getting over teams. Like they haven't been impressed. They didn't beat up anybody. That's why people were like the Chiefs they weren't gonna win the Super Bowl because they were never been impressive throughout the year. But to me, that's why I even give them more respect. They were not impressive throughout the year, but they're still winning games because they have the best quarterback in football. But they didn't blow out anybody. In Buffalo, people argue the Bills should have won. Kansas City won. They went to Baltimore. People could say Baltimore should have won. They won. They got in the Super Bowl. People the 49ers should have won. So at the end of the day, sometimes we only pick the Chiefs because they have done it so many times and they have proven that nothing, no pressure gets to them. They always win. It's not because they just beat up on teams. That's not we pick them. We pick them because they have shown that they can keep winning over and over and over again. But they're not impressive the way they do it.
Okay, let me start by answering the question first. Yes, I believe the Chiefs had a chance to repeat because I know they're gonna get more better on offense. They're gonna get more players that will catch the ball. When you have 40 drops like they did last year, if everybody come back healthy, I believe the Kansas City Chiefs will repeat because they had the best quarterback, the best coach, and I do believe that the offense is going to get better. And the defense, oh my God.
Chris Jones coming back?
Why not?
That's a tricky situation right now.
Why not?
Right now, they're looking.
Right now, it's not. At this point, is not. So
they're looking at trying to restructure Mahomes' contract to get some money because Veach wants to pay Snead and Chris Jones.
Right.
If he works that out, there's a very good shot because everybody else is pretty much under contract and everything. Like Musa said, offensively, we're gonna draft another receiver or two, we might draft a receiver and pick one up in free agency.
Yeah,
and get rid of a couple people on that.
20.
The offensive line is only going to be stronger. I think we're going to lose our left tackle Donovan Smith. I think he's going to be with the Jets next year. That's what I'm hearing already.
Really, the Jets?
Yeah, I guess he grew up a Jets fan. He's said it like out loud that he wants to play for the Jets next year because he knows he's not coming back to Kansas City because he was only on a 1-year deal anyway.
Got you.
But if we can re-sign Snead, Jones. Why not?
Yeah, man. Chris Jones is the main player you need to sign.
No.
You need to resign. You
Yes.
gotta. Oh,
And then like after the game, you see the relationship between him and Andy Reid. You know what I mean? It seems like they really want him to come back. I love the coach and players relationship, how he was. Andy Reid just is I didn't really deserve this, man. After everything that happened to him in Philadelphia, it's not like Philly Eagle. It's not like Eagle fans hate Andy Reid. It's not like we believe that Andy Reid could win us a Super Bowl. It just didn't right. It just didn't happen for us because he did take us to the Super Bowl.
right.
5 times and the champion the NFC Championship games. He's a great coach. I love to see him actually be top of. I mean, one of the best coaches in the league with the 3 Super Bowls. But this was the question I was going to ask you before coming to this. Take me to that play. The play that won it all. That's the same fucking play you guys did to us last year.
Absolutely. It was almost kind of the same drive where we started out and we're just nickel and diamond, and then how Mahomes had his bad ankle last year and he kind of ran down the middle. He did that again at the last drive where he's kind of running down the middle for like 20 yards. I don't know what it was. I mean, it's I always get a kick out of it when he runs because like we talked about earlier, he doesn't run fast. He doesn't run strong. He kind of runs high, like he's holding the ball and he's just like, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me. And he's 20 yards down the field. But that play, corn dog, corn dog, corn dog. I love that. You know what? That's what I'm about to have for dinner. I'm about to have some corn dogs for dinner. And we started running that play with Tyreek because why not? Like
Right.
just run this way and then quickly go that way. And with Hardman, he did not expect to get that ball. I wonder if he was in the huddle and they were like, "Hey, corn dog got two." He's like, "Wait, that's for me. Wait, I'm about to." He didn't even know. Did you know that he didn't even know that he scored the game-winning touchdown?
Yeah, I heard Patrick say it after the game, the
You didn't
post
know?
game.
He had no idea.
Yeah.
He's like, I blacked out for a minute. He's like, I didn't know. Mahomes was like, "Hey, you guys want to hear a funny story? I throw this guy a game-winning touchdown, and I go running up to him, and he's like, yeah, man, all right, let's go." He's like, "Dude, you just won the Super Bowl." He's like, "For real?" Like, yeah. And I was very confused that I don't know if a lot of the players really, and we can go back to that overtime rule. If you really look at it, Mahomes was the only one that ran up to him, and they were jumping up and down for a sounded like 3 to 5 seconds before everybody realized, like, oh,
It was over.
the cameras, and everybody were beating the Chiefs players to Mahomes and Hartman because the camera crew knew that the game was over. I don't think
Right.
some of the Chiefs fans really knew the rules either. If we
You know
really
what,
want to play the unbiased card,
dude?
like
You're right. I wondered why people didn't jump right away. Like
I
it
think
took
it
like a
has something
split
to
of a
do.
second.
I think it has
yeah,
something to do with the referees because I don't think the referees blow the whistle or even put their hands up on time. You know what I'm saying? Right there in time. And I saw that. But dude, man, that last play, man, the
He
timing
was so wide open too.
and the
it's such an easy play because the way that Reed draws it up is you got your receiver and on the right out, and then you're bringing him like he's about to run, a motion across the line, and he just turns around and cuts. And at that time, you got Kelsey or whoever is playing right there. He's kind of running like a little route ahead, and it kind of gives the defender, do I go with Kelsey
mm,
or do I take this outside route? And it's open 90. I mean, right now it's 100. It works 100% of the time. It's
right.
Yo,
almost
man,
like it's almost like our own little tush push.
that is so
But
hard to defend, though. I mean, what? I mean, what can you do, man? It's
you,
hard.
yeah. I mean, we've used that a couple years ago. It was a COVID year against the Browns.
Always
When
works.
Andy Reid went for it on 4th and 2, and that was when Chad Henne, because Mahomes got hurt that game. Chad Henne threw it to Tyreek Hill, just a little speed out.
Right.
At that point, the play was just a speed out. Now we turned it into corn dog. But I actually had to go back and watch that because when I seen that he was in the end zone and caught it, I was just jumping around. I don't know. I didn't see the celebrations. I was too busy knocking over shit. I had to clean my living room up, man.
Yo, bro, I FaceTime right after the game, bro. You used to see this guy going crazy. I love
I
it.
can
I
I
love
can only imagine, man.
it.
I freaking my son's got a Fisher Price basketball hoop. The hoop was on the ground.
You broke
I
it?
mean, I think I broke it. It was I was just I pulled my back. I'm pretty sure, like my back hurt after. I was just it's such an amazing feeling, man. Like,
Oh
Right.
man, yo
oh
man,
my
you
god, it's just at like okay, like the first Super Bowl, you like to get that first one out the way, like wow, like this is surreal. This is what it feels like. And then with last year, it was just like oh my, we did it again. Like holy shit.
Right.
And then with everything that just happened this year with this team, I mean, you go back to the beginning of the year, you got opening night against the Lions. You got Chris
right,
Jones sitting up there in his agent with his agent watching the game from the stands.
right.
And then you got Kadarius Toney dropping passes and turning them into pick sixes.
Come on, bro. Talk to me, man. Talk to me. Go ahead, bro. Let
And
it
then
out. Let it out.
and then you got Kadarius Toney took a back seat for a minute, and MVS is like, hold up, I can drop passes too, and he starts dropping passes, and then you got this offense averaging in a 6-game span, a Mahomes led offense, 3.7 points a game in the second half for
Mm.
6 games in a row, and this defense is like, come on, fellas, we're only the defense is the only thing
Right.
that stayed consistent throughout the whole year. And then you got the media saying Mahomes is washed.
Watched.
It
Who say that?
Chelsea's wash. Go ahead. Talk to
anybody
me.
anybody that can have anybody that can make a name for themselves in the media, they're like, oh, we this is our chance to jump on the Chiefs. Mahomes is washed. Kelsey looks terrible. Taylor Swift is ruining football games. You know what I got for you guys now? All these media have some tissues. They can have any tissues they want, anything they want, anybody. Because guess what? As long as we got these two guys right here,
Talk
Look
to
at
me.
that.
anytime we got these two guys right here, that's all they need. And anybody all year that talk shit to me, I got something for y'all. Hold on. I got something right here.
What you
Right
got now?
fucking here. Fuck you. Right there. Take that shit. Because we back-to-back champs. That's 3, baby.
Yo.
Yo, man, you deserve it, man. What can we say?
Man, well deserved. Because, man, bro, man, damn.
Listen,
This
the,
team
the other
actually
30,
went through a
the other
lot.
31 teams are building their teams to beat Kansas City right now. All the general managers right now, they're doing their homework. How can we beat Kansas City? That's
In
what
a
everybody's
down
doing.
year. And it's
In
it's 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 just like the Patriots when you thought they started out 2-3 or they're slow. You're like, yes, perfect. And then
Yeah,
you get
even
to the
when Tom Brady
playoffs and
got
it's like
suspended.
light switch. We're still the Patriots. We're still the Chiefs. Like let's do it. I mean, I personally don't like it. I hate it. It gives me a heart
Right.
attack. But I mean, I'll take this 100% of the time. If you want to give me heartaches and stuff, and you want to reward me with a Super Bowl,
But you
sign
know
me up.
what? They don't plan to start like that. It just happens. But because they're so good, they can make adjustments. They can fix their problems.
Hey,
Unfortunately, some
Angie,
teams they can fix their problems.
I think they're gonna end up changing the rules again because of Kansas City.
What rule?
Whatever rule they're gonna make.
Where if you go to overtime with the
Yep,
Chiefs
you
only get
gotta.
one possession and the opponents get 3.
But you know what? Every time there's a dynasty, the rules are changed. Remember Tom Brady? They had to make that attack rule.
Yeah.
So every time there's something going on, man, changes come. So we'll see, man.
For all 49er fans, man, Brock Purdy is not a league quarterback. I'm
He's not
sorry.
elite, man.
He's not a
He's a
league
manager,
quarterback.
but not elite.
Now, we all get to see what a league quarterback looks like last night. He took his team. The coach trusts him with the ball in his hand. He has the more rushing yards, more passing yards. He just make plays when he has to make plays. He just know how to actually say, you still got time on the clock for me. Watch me go to work. There's not much for me to say, man. I think Patrick Mahomes is the best football player I ever seen in my life. Yes, I started watching football in the early 2000s. I don't see the 60s or the 90s or whatever you want to call it. But bro, man, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. You guys deserve it. All year you've been here, diehard fan since I know you. Before you even start watching football, before you even start winning Super Bowls.
He is the only Kansas City fan that I personally know. Actually, I don't know anybody else.